So, Sophie stood in front of a luxurious cafe. Cafe means where you can get some drinks also as well as some refreshment eatables also. Now it was luxurious. Luxurious means there was luxury. It was very good cafe and Sophie stood in front of the cafe. Now we know that Sophie is a beggar. He doesn't have home. He got up from his park bench and he is strolling across the way. Morning time, so he must be hungry. Yes, he was hungry and he wanted to eat something. So he stood in front of that luxurious cafe. What were the thoughts in Sophie's mind? Sophie thought, once I could get in the restaurant, I'll eat this and that. Now there is a sentence in the story. Sophie had confidence from his waist upwards. This much portion. This much portion this is waist, V-E-S-T. In Hindi we call it, Marathi we call it banyan. So this much part he had confidence because he had a coat. The coat was trimmed, means the coat was neatly designed. Then he had a bow tie. This is the bow. This is the bow tie. And see, this is the collar of the shirt and here is the bow. So this bow tie, now Sophie was not so rich that he could buy. So who gave him? There was a missionary lady. Missionary lady means a lady from the church. She had given him this bow tie or bow as a present when on Thanksgiving Day. The Christian people celebrate this day, Thanksgiving Day. या दिवशी ते काय करतात की वर्षभरात ज्या लोकांनी आपल्याला मदत केली त्यांना थँक्यू म्हणतात. It is called Thanksgiving Day. They say thank you, they express their gratitude as well as they give a gift. They also give food or chocolates. So, the missionary lady had given Sophie this bow tie as a present and Sophie wore it. So see, बघा आता कसं आहे सोपी, अंगामध्ये छानपैकी कोट आहे. Then there is the bow tie and he stood in front of the restaurant. काय विचार करतो तो की if I sit at the table, when you sit at the table, only from waist upward, this much portion is visible, not the remaining part. So he said, if I would get in, I will enjoy food. Now which food items are mentioned in the paragraph? I will eat, काय काय खातो म्हणतो? A mallard duck. And how? What type? Roasted mallard duck. Then some cheese. Then coffee. And a cigar too. बघा काय काय खायचं याच्या मनात आहे? A roasted mallard duck. Mallard means wild. Duck म्हणजे बदक. Now many people eat birds. So roasted, roast म्हणजे भाजलेलं. He wanted to eat a roasted mallard duck. सोपीचं स्वप्न आहे की if I can get in, I'll eat this and that. Roasted mallard duck, then some cheese, then a cup of coffee, hot coffee, and a cigar. So, with these thoughts, he went near. Now he wanted to step in the restaurant. But what happened? The head waiter's eyes fell upon. See, eyes fell upon. What is the meaning? Eyes fell upon means he saw. Eyes fell upon means the waiter saw. The head waiter saw. What? The head waiter did not see Soapy's vest upward. He saw his tattered trousers and decadent shoes. See, how was his trouser? त्याची पॅन्ट कशी आहे, ट्राउजर कसे आहे, टॅटर्ड, फाटलेली आहे. And the shoes, they are very old and worn out. हे दोन्ही worn out आहे, फाटून फाटले आहे, झिजले आहे, खराब आहे. आता लक्षात येईल तुमच्या की why he had confidence from his waist upward, because from waist downward his condition was very poor which could not be hidden. आता वेटर येऊ देईल का सोपीला आतमध्ये? No. What did the waiter do? He said to Soapy, get out. There is no place for people like you. So, what happened due to this? Because of the warning of the waiter, don't come inside. A very funny sentence is written there by O. Henry. This averted the fate of the meanest mallard. Duck. This averted the fate, the ignoble fate. If you see the second page and the second line at the top, this averted the ignoble fate of the meanest mallard. So, what is the meaning? Averted means it was not possible. What? That meanest mallard. त्या meanest mallard सोपीच्या पोटात गेलं असतं ना छानपैकी ते डक. But it could not enter in. That duck was troubling. का बरं troubling duck? Why duck was troubling Soapy? In fact, duck was not troubling Soapy. Soapy's hunger was increasing when he thought of that roasted mallard duck. And so this word, ignoble fate of meanest man. Meanest means troubling. So now there was no use standing in front of the restaurant. They had kicked him away, and Soapy decided to move ahead. Soapy turned off Broadway. Broadway पासून दूर गेला. Now it seemed that his route to the coveted island was not an easy one. See, this is the first attempt of Soapy. The first attempt, that is a restaurant, a luxurious restaurant, you can say, to enter the restaurant and eat. That was his first attempt, which was not useful. Now we see the second attempt, that he is going away from that Broadway street, and he thinks that his journey to the coveted island might not be easy. It might be far away. Now this word island, don't pronounce it as island. No, it is island. Island म्हणजे बेट. But here the meaning is prison. That most coveted island, the meaning of coveted is given in your glossary, that is most desired. खूप इच्छा आहे ना याची. कुठे जायची? तुरुंगात जायची. Soapy wishes to go to prison to get food and to protect himself from the cold. But it seems that there are many difficulties on the way. So Soapy came while walking. One more word. See, these are the words for prison. Prison, we have seen the word island. One more word is there, that is limbo. खरं म्हणजे लिंबो शब्द कशासाठी वापरतात? हेवन आणि हेल. हेवन म्हणजे स्वर्ग आणि हेल म्हणजे नरक. या दोन्हीच्या मध्ये जी व्हॅक्यूम आहे, that is called limbo. But here, something between heaven and hell for Soapy was the limbo, means prison. So, the hero of our story, he comes to a corner of 6th Avenue. 6th Avenue is the name of the area, and it is a marketing area. So there were many shops, and the shops had glass. Shop windows, they were glass windows. मोठे मोठे काचेचे विंडोज आहे दुकानाला. And Soapy came near. आता या काचेतून काय दिसतं? There were many wares, सामान सुमान, which were beautifully displayed. We see, when we wander to the market road, we also see that the shopkeepers, they display their wares very beautifully, and they are visible from outside the shop through the glass windows. So Soapy was just looking at those glass windows, and at the corner he saw a cop. एक पोलीस दिसला समोर. आता इकडे ग्लास विंडोज आहे. And now Soapy had an idea. This is the second attempt of Soapy to go to jail. काय करतो तो आता? He takes a stone and threw it at the glass window. एक दगड घेतला, मारला फेकून. कुठे? ग्लास विंडोजला. काय होणार? He knows well that the glass window will be broken, there will be that sound, and the policeman will come. Same happened. He broke the window. The policeman was there at the corner. He came running and he looked at Soapy. Did Soapy run away? No. ग्लास फोडून सोपी पळालाय का? No. सोपी तिथेच उभा. And the policeman is talking to Soapy. काय प्रश्न विचारतो? The policeman says, who broke the window? Soapy says, don't you think I broke the window? बघा, प्रश्न काय आहे? Policeman asks, कोणी फोडली विंडो? Soapy says, तुम्हाला असं नाही वाटत की मी फोडली? The policeman looked at him from bottom to top. नखशिखांत निहाळलं आणि काय म्हणतो पोलीस? See the sentence. How beautifully he has penned. He says, people who break glass windows do not stay there to chat with the police. म्हणजे जे लोक ग्लास विंडो फोडतात ते पोलिसांशी गप्पा मारायला काय उभे राहतात का? Saying this, the police left Soapy, and there was one man at a distance. That man was running to catch a car. एका कार पकडायला तो माणूस धावत आहे. यांनी सोपीला सोडलं पोलिसांनी, and he ran after that man. So Soapy's second attempt also was futile. It was useless. It was unsuccessful. So what is the second attempt? Breaking the glass window with a stone. That attempt also was not successful. So now Soapy thought that it was getting more and more difficult to go to prison. Soapy could not think of the various other attempts for some time. Why? Because he was very hungry. From morning he did not get anything to eat. So he comes and he stands before one more restaurant. Now this restaurant is different, and that restaurant, the first restaurant, it was different. The first restaurant was a very luxurious cafe. Now this restaurant, the third attempt of Soapy, how is it? Which caters to the needs of modest purses. See, cater. To cater to means supply to. Supply to the need of modest purses. What do you mean by modest purse? Purses you know. Purse म्हणजे पाकिट. आणि modest म्हणजे polite याचा अर्थ काय? The people who are middle class people, or you can say poor people. It means the purses of poor people or lower middle class people. म्हणजे ज्या लोकांजवळ जास्त पैसे नाही आहे असे पण लोक या रेस्टॉरंट मध्ये आरामशीर येऊ शकतात. And one more thing about the restaurant is described. How is it? Where the soup is thick and the napery thin. See, soup you know well, tomato soup or different types of soup we prepare, drink, digestible and very good for patients and very good for all in fact. That soup would be thick here. आता सूप जनरली पातळ असतं पण सूप थिक आहे याचा अर्थ लोकांचं पोट भरत आहे. सो थिक सूप. आणि नेपरी मीन्स द टेबल लिनन. टेबल लिनन. लिनन म्हणजे क्लॉथ. टेबलवरचा जो कपडा आहे हा थिन आहे म्हणजे त्याची क्वालिटी काही चांगली नाही. टेबलवरच्या कपड्याची क्वालिटी चांगली नाही पण फूड बरं आहे. दॅट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस टू वर्ड्स. Where the soup is thick but the napery thin. And Soapy did not have much trouble in going in. So Soapy went in. आरामशीर गेला. मगासारखा काही त्रास नाही झाला. He sat at the table and now see what did he demand. What did he demand? There is a long list of the food which he consumes. Consume is eat. What does he eat? He eats beef steak, then flapjacks, donuts, and pie. See, all these are the food items. Beef म्हणजे गाईचं मांस, त्याच्यापासून बनवलेलं काहीतरी beef steak. Then flapjacks, a type of thin पापडासारखा पदार्थ आहे flapjacks. Donuts गोल असतात मध्ये जस्ट छिद्र आहे त्याला. Donuts cake type and a pie. All these are the food items. So Soapy consumed one after the other. कसून भूक लागली आहे. So he ate this and that. And what did he do? He called the waiter. बोलवलं वेटरला. Now what do you do after you eat? Your belly is full. What do? You call the waiter. And what do you ask him? How much is the bill? सोपीने विचारलं का वेटरला बिल किती झालं? Now सोपी त्याला फक्त एवढंच सांगतो. I and the minutest coin are strangers. Stranger म्हणजे काय? कोणी कोणाला ओळखत नाही. मी कोणाला ओळखत नाही. Minutest coin. Coin म्हणजे पैसा. So I and money are strangers. Means I don't have money. माझ्याजवळ एकही दमडी नाही. Call the police. See, every time he is doing this and that and he wants to call that somebody will call the police. So he said, call the police. The waiters came near. They heard what he said. And what was the waiter's reply? No cops for you. तुझ्यासारख्यासाठी पोलीस कशाला पाहिजे रे? आम्ही आहे ना. And then the two waiters took him outside and they beat him so severely and they threw Soapy out of the restaurant by the side of the road. For much time Soapy was just lying there. उठू शकला नाही एवढं मारलंय. And after some time Soapy tried to get up. How? O. Henry humorously says, just as a carpenter's rule opens. Carpenterचा जो रूल आहे म्हणजे मेजरिंग, हाऊ इट ओपन्स, टेप कशी उघडते ती, अशी अशी अशी, लाईक दिस. सो फर्स्ट ही वॉज लाईंग लाईक दिस, then he tried to sit, then he became this way, and then slowly he stood erect. So his body parts were all aching. He was in a very miserable position. Every bone in his body was terribly aching. So this is the third attempt of Sophie to get arrested by the police. That is, he entered a restaurant again, a moderate restaurant this time, and ate and told to call the police, but he was beaten by the waiters. Now, Sophie thinks that his journey to the island might be very difficult. However, he has to do something. So, the hero of our story, he comes to the road now. He has no home. And he thinks that every now and then I should try. I should not lose my heart. I should try for going to jail. Again he sees that there are two policemen and they are talking in front of a drugstore. And he sees there a board. काय लिहिलंय या बोर्डवर बघा, disorderly conduct हे शब्द लिहिले आहेत. That meaning that if you misbehave here, you will be punished for the disorderly conduct. And he was lounging in front of a theater this time. Disorderly conduct means what? Conduct means behavior. And disorderly order means discipline. So if you don't obey the discipline, disorder is the opposite word. If you are indisciplined, then you will be punished. Punish म्हणजे काय? शिक्षा. Punishment म्हणजे शिक्षा. Punish म्हणजे शिक्षा काय? So another word for that is sentence. लक्षात ठेवा. Punishment